Hello, y'all. It is time to breathe again on the latest BOFASports webcast, streaming on YouTube, Facebook, and Twitch. So you see us together, Patrick and Charles. And Patrick, I think this will be a pretty fun show to get into, some life stuff to get into as well. It's going to be great. But let's start with our. Oh, before I get into that, Aaron.
Oh, yeah, I was going to say, hit Aaron's comment.
Yeah, Aaron, nice to see you in. And and you said, guys, I'm not just saying this to blow smoke, but I saw another person refer to the WNBA as WWE, which is basically you guys WMMA fit, but translated. You guys are the trendsetters. Hey,
We are.
yes, and look, Aaron.
Dude, ESPN is piggybacking off of us. Bleacher Report is piggybacking off of us. Fox Sports is piggybacking. Yes, I'm saying it. You SOBs. Give credit where credit's due. BOFASports. Said it first. Sucker. I can't wait until we go viral. I'm gonna blow it out of proportion. It's gonna be crazy.
Pat, so Aaron, in our off-scene or off-air conversations, Patrick has been saying how other networks take our stuff, and that's kind of funny that you bring that up.
I mean, they're literally paying somebody $100,000 to watch our show just to make sure that they get us.
They have people on their payroll just to look at media and basically take it off and make it look like their own. Because
what do you say? No.
So yeah, Aaron. Hey, thanks for tuning on in. He said it's definitely Russell Williamson on the payroll.
Yeah, I'll have a talk with him.
Hey, Aaron, one more thing. I did see, Patrick, you're gonna have to catch up when I say this, but I did see that you put out a 15-minute video as well, and I guess this is talking about D3 facilities. So I didn't get to watch the whole thing, but yeah, I saw it drop Sunday night, so I will watch it.
I'll check it out. And by the way, that last documentary you had,
great.
That is the best one you've done. I am literally anticipating the next one. And dude, you outdone yourself on that one, man. It was good. That was great. Yeah. Give us a sneak peek of the next one. If this is the 15-minute one, yeah, just say, yeah, that's the next one. I'll go and watch that. I'll go and watch that tonight. 15 minutes, I can knock that out. 15 minutes. You know what I'm saying? That's the best documentary you've done. Phenomenal.
Very well put together, Aaron. So yeah, I'm waiting for the next one as well. Well, with that, Patrick, let's play Bite or Bark NFL style.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, so we'll do 4 teams here. Oh, excuse me. We'll do 4 teams.
We should do Bite or Bark ESPN. Is ESPN a bunch of bite or a bunch of bark? Bark.
Yeah, that's definitely a bark to me.
That is, dude. That's a whimper. Thieves.
No, Aaron. Hey, we appreciate you putting that out there and letting us check that out, man. I mean, that was a great documentary, and like you always do good on the documentaries. But that
you kill those documentaries, man. But that last one was, oh, dude, it was good.
So yeah,
Bite or Bark.
Bark. So
they are all bark. I'm talking like little Chihuahua bark.
So
ow.
So we're gonna play the NFL version of Bite or Bark. We're gonna go with 4 teams here, maybe a 5th, depending on how Patrick feels. And I'll explain that in a minute. But
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
But let's start over in the NFC. Since yes, the Super Bowl champions, the Seattle Seahawks were there, are playing the NFC and the NFC West. So I got a couple of interesting ones here, Patrick. I think that we could take a look, and it could go either way. Let's start in Detroit with the Lions. So we know last few seasons with Detroit, uh 2023, they made it to the NFC Championship game, went out to the San Francisco 49ers. The year after, 2024, home field advantage throughout the playoffs, but bounced in their first game by the Washington Commanders. And then last year, they missed the playoffs altogether. So you have
Dae'Quan.
Yeah, and so now you have most of the crew still together, still have Jared Goff as the quarterback. You have weapons like Jahmyr Gibbs, who just got a new deal, Jameson Williams, Amon-Ra St. Brown to catch the ball. The offense is not the issue in Detroit. Their defense, though, some of it is getting beaten up by injuries, but a big part of it was just bad play. They couldn't stop anybody. And so now they have a lot of that crew together, and they're in the NFC North, where I think literally, and I know we'll talk about this for our NFL preview, but Patrick, I think all four of those teams are capable of finishing anywhere from first to last. I think they're kind of that bunched up there in my eyes. So with that, do you think the Lions are a bite or a fart?
Man, like I said, it's a decline every year. Now, like you said, I do think that any four of these teams could be anywhere in any position. My question is that you've seen Chicago make moves, Green Bay's made a few moves, Minnesota is making moves. Obviously Minnesota is going with Kyler Murray as their starting quarterback. But I don't see much different in Detroit as I did this year to last year. So with that being said, I could see Minnesota. I could see a switch. I can see a switch between Minnesota and Detroit. But the switch would only be like third and fourth. I don't see either one of those making that big jump to take the division. By no means. I don't see it. So I'm going to go with a bunch of bark. I think they're the type of dogs that see all of the other dogs running down the street, you know what I mean? And they bark from the front porch. That's it. I don't see it. I don't see it. Like you said, the entire team is coming back, so they're not changing anything from year to year. So there's no upgrades, no downgrades, but there's no upgrades. The only thing that I see that has happened in this division that really is more of like a concern to me is the downgrade in quarterback play at Minnesota. That's it. So yeah, it's a bark for me.
Hey, real quick, Patrick, I did forget to give applause to Aaron for that documentary. So.
Oh yeah, get that applause in. Get that applause in.
Sorry. The Lions are a tough one because, like you said, there were adjustments that were made. You see Chicago starting to get better. Chicago won the division last year. You see Green Bay making some slight moves here and there. Minnesota, the quarterback situation, we'll see. But their team's pretty solid. Kevin O'Connell's a pretty good coach there. So speaking of coaches, Dan Campbell. This is huge for Campbell because I remember we had the conversation when he was hired originally, and we were wondering, could he get the team to perhaps a Super Bowl? He was able to get them to an NFC Championship game. He's kind of the hype guy, the rah-rah guy. Very, very sincere in terms of his coaching style, but in terms of the execution, he's lost the coordinators that he had. Ben Johnson went to Chicago on the offensive side. It was Aaron Glenn who was on the defensive side. He became the coach for the New York Jets. And it looked, especially last year toward the end, there might have been a little bit of missing those coordinators there. Yeah. So Dan Campbell is probably going to have to step that game up. Well, shoot, he's the head coach. He has to step the game up a little bit. And it's not just about getting them ready to play in a rah-rah style. He's going to have to start bringing some X's and O's and making sure they know how to execute, keeping their heads while doing it as well. Is it okay if I go like Chihuahua bite? With Detroit,
if he's right there on ESPN's level,
because I do believe there will be a bounce back to Detroit. Now, what that bounce back is, that's a question. I think they can make the playoffs. I don't see them making a run to the Super Bowl by any means. But
I got spoilers. I will tell you, because I know what are we looking at next week. We're looking at picking our divisions and all that stuff, or maybe the week after.
2 weeks. Yeah.
I'll tell you right now, man. To be honest with you, I at this point, I don't even have Detroit making the
playoffs. Yeah. So and I think that's really possible. I mean, because your point about it being a decline is on point. I mean, it was NFC Championship game to divisional playoff to we didn't make it. And so it's just a matter of how do you feel about those other teams in the NFC North? Because I mean, if we're going to do spoiler alerts, I'm not really that confident in any of those teams in the NFC North.
But you got one that's going to make it to the playoffs by default. And to be honest with you, I don't even think I have a wild card coming out of that division. So, and even then, I can't even tell you who I'm going to even have that winning that division yet, because I'm looking at it and I can tell you it's going to be between Green Bay and Chicago. I can tell you that. But I don't see. To me, it's one of those things where it's like the definition of insanity. You keep doing the same thing over and over again, expecting a different result. And this is what this is. This team is the same exact team for the past 4 years, and they're still expecting a different result, in which they're getting a different result. It's
lower.
Lower and lower. And that is not the expectation. But then again, I've also sat and watched for years how Detroit has they pay Matthew Stafford for all of those years, but they never put a line around him, so he never got protected. They would dish out some money for a really good wide receiver, and then he's out after 4 or 5 years, and it happens every single time. They don't get really good running backs, and if they do get a running back, they don't have any corresponding wide receivers that go with it. So I have to give Dan Campbell a lot of credit for the fact that, you bring a quarterback in, they do have some wide receivers, they do have some running backs, but again, it's still middle of the pack offensive line. Jared Goff is still running for his life more than Matthew Stafford was. The only difference out of Jared Goff and Matthew Stafford is Matthew Stafford can make the throw and Jared Goff can't. That's what I see. And I don't see anything different moving into the next year. I mean, I won't blame you for going with a Chihuahua bite, but but to be honest with you, Chihuahua bites bring blood, and I just don't think Detroit can even bring blood, dude. I just don't see it. So, dude, it's all bark for me, dude.
I'll go. I think I'll go. Yeah, Chihuahua bite. The draw a little bit of blood.
You're so gray. Right there in that middle of the pack where it's like, I don't know if he's a bite, but I don't know if he's a bark, but I'll ride right in that little comfort zone.
That's where Detroit is, right there in the gray area. But you know what? Yeah, you know what? If I can't, that is true.
It is bite or bark, not bite. Chihuahua bark.
Yeah, so if it's bite or bark. So we can't go a Chihuahua bite here. So I'll go bite. I think I think they can make a run for the playoffs, but I do think if it doesn't happen this year, then it's time to go ahead and break that team up.
Blow it up.
Yeah.
And to be honest with you, no offense to Dan Campbell, but he might have plateaued his first year.
Yeah,
and that's very possible because he's a great quarterback. Or I'm sorry, he's a great coach, but he might have plateaued his first year. You know, that whole we'll rip their arms off and bite them at the ankles or whatever he said it was.
Bite their kneecaps.
And if they tear our legs off, we'll bite at their ankles. You know, dude, it was inspiring. It was inspiring. I was rooting for the guy. But if it's a slow decline, at some point you got to look at it and go, how much of that team is still inspired to bite ankles like a Chihuahua? You know what I mean? How inspired is that team still because they don't look it on the field?
Yeah, no, I hear you. So yeah, I think they can make the playoffs. But yeah, like I said, if they don't and they continue to fall short again, then yeah, it's time for some wholesale changes.
Yeah,
right.
Build a new stadium. That's what they always do. Is like, oh man, we got to blow up the team. Get a new stadium and start fresh from the ground up.
Let's go over here. I'm gonna do local here since I am here in DC, and let's look at the Commanders. So the Commanders, just like the Lions, I mean, well, they had a peak and valley. All right, so 2024, we had mentioned they won in Detroit, knocking them out of the divisional playoff. They got blasted by the eventual Super Bowl champions that year, the Philadelphia Eagles, in the NFC title game. Last year, it fell apart, and they were either 5-12 or 4-13. But the construction, the construction of the team wasn't really good. And I think what they tried to do was they had that year, made it to the NFC Championship game. Let's see if we can cash in on some things, see if we can get it while it's high. So they traded a lot of draft choices to get guys like Laramie Tunsil, the offensive tackle from the Houston Texans. And then Deebo Samuel was a trade that they brought over from the 49ers. But they traded a lot of their depth away. So if those frontline guys were going to get hurt, which is basically what happened, it was going to be a serious decline. It was
a huge decline from starter to second string.
Yes, and you got that 5-12 record. So now they retooled a little bit, made some moves in free agency, were able to do pretty well in the draft, getting Sonny Styles, among others, the linebacker from Ohio State. But got Jaden Daniels coming back, third year in the league, but they do have a new offensive coordinator. Still picked up Stephon Diggs to join Terry McLaurin there. And your defense, you try to upgrade, and the linebackers get some more speed, get a little bit younger. So they did, on paper anyway, a good job of retooling. Is it enough for them to go ahead and make an NL East or NFC East run? Biter part for you.
Dude, the worst thing that could happen to them happened to them last year. They've retooled. I don't think they're going to make the same mistake by not having decent backups again. I'm gonna go bite with the Commanders. You got Daniels coming back, you know, as long as he doesn't want to take
Sue LSU.
Yeah, he wants to take the number 5 away from the world. But if he lets that go and just because I mean that's going to be hard because how do you get to 6 without 5? I mean, you got to score a touchdown. You know what I mean? So here I'm going to say bite. Because I do feel like if this team stays healthy in the division that they're playing, look, the Giants are not quietly, but saying something like they were trying to make a difference by hiring oh crap, what's his name?
John
Harbaugh.
Harbaugh. Yeah, John Harbaugh.
John Harbaugh. So they're saying, they're making a statement with that hire, right? We want to be competitors. Okay. You know my feeling about the Dallas Cowboys. I mean, dude, you got North Georgia up in Philadelphia. You know what I mean? So I think Washington makes a huge statement this year. I do. I think they make a huge statement. They stay healthy. Obviously, you know, we can say this about every team. Oh, if you stay healthy, you got a chance. You know, this team made it very obvious. Like, if they can stay healthy, they have a better chance. But I don't know if they're going to be built enough to beat Philadelphia. But I think they can take Philadelphia for 4 quarters now. So I'm going to give them a bite. I think this team is good enough to make a run for division title. I don't know how far they could go into the playoffs yet, because they have so many new pieces. And of course, you know, you got Daniels coming back from that injury that he had last year. You want to see how well he maneuvers in the pocket. But other than that, they stay healthy, man. That team's dangerous. So I'm gonna go bite.
I don't have much to add on that. I agree. Pretty much everything you said there. I think this is a bite as well. I really like the moves they have made to retool that roster, make sure they do have depth to back up those starters, because that was rough last year once a lot of the starters started to get hurt, and that's the risk when you go and you try to strike things while it's hot. I think we can all say with a good amount of confidence that run the Commanders had in 2024 was house money. That was a bonus. I don't think anybody was really expecting them to do that, but
you saw what they're capable of with a healthy team.
Yeah, and so once that run was made, everybody, people get impatient. So they see an opportunity and they say, hey, instead of keeping this team together, hey, let's go and get these free agents. Let's make these trades. Let's try to boost this stuff up and see if we can really, really push it. But the other side to that, unless you're the Rams, because we know the Rams famously did that a few years back. But
the other side of that is you win a Super Bowl.
Yeah. And so that we saw the other side from the Super Bowl, just a horrible, man. Starters got hurt, no depth, and it showed on the field as they were going through the schedule. So I like how they were able to just say, hey, we made these moves. It did not work out, but it's okay. Let's look at ourselves in the mirror and see how we can get better from within first. Looking at Dae'Quan as the head coach, Adam Peters as the GM, saying what can we do to get back to that identity, but also get some depth there, get some speed back, get a little bit of youth back, because they had an aging roster around Jaden Daniels. And so for them to be able to do that on the fly, on paper, it does look good. You mentioned the division. I think the Giants are improved, but I don't know how much improved. I don't know if they're going to go and make a big run for the division.
That's hard to say that they are. You know what I mean? Especially with what they have been for so long. But like I say, going and get Harbaugh, you're making a statement. That's all I can say about that.
Well, it's a change. It's a change in identity. It's a change in culture, because you get a guy who has had success, a good amount of success during his days coaching the Baltimore Ravens, and now you get him in there in New York. It's a culture builder. It's a change in mentality. So I think from that standpoint, the Giants are improved, but I don't know if they're going to make a run. for the division yet.
I don't see it this year.
The Cowboys, yeah, right. And then
we know what we're getting out of the Cowboys,
right?
As long as that man owns that team, they will never win another Super Bowl.
And then the Eagles. The Eagles are an interesting story to me because I just don't know. Like you said, it's Georgia North, so they definitely have the talent up there still. But it's Nick Sirianni losing the team. That's the question I have. I know they won a Super Bowl 2 years ago now, but you are
Yeah, Luna.
Oh.
Pop up and make an appearance.
And so
Want to make an appearance?
So I don't know if Nick Sirianni is losing the team, how people are feeling about the coaching style. They're in Philly. I think that could go either way. Philly could be anywhere from 13-4, 12-5 to everything just kind of falling apart, and Sirianni gets fired in the middle of the season, and then they go
5-12.
Yeah, right. So all that to say, yes, I'm with you. Commanders are a fight. I do think they will make a pretty drastic improvement too. I think they'll get to at least 10 wins, 10, 11 wins this year. Let's go over to the AFC. This one might surprise you, Patrick, and I'll go ahead and start this one since you had started the other two. The New England Patriots. And I know as I say that name, people may say, wait a minute, the Patriots, man, they made the Super Bowl last year. You got them as a fight or bark? Well, here's why I got them as a fight or bark. See, a few minutes ago, when we were talking about the Commanders and the Patriots, although I think the Patriots are pretty well built because they do have a pretty good defense. Drake May is good as a third-year quarterback or coming into his third year. And they traded for A.J. Brown to get him a bona fide receiver there to help out there. And you still got Mike Vrabel coaching. As long as Mike Vrabel is not trying to slide in the reporters' DMs, Diana Rossini, then he'll be okay. That's pretty low, but hey, I'm just seeing what's out there. Yeah. But here's the thing with the Patriots, man, and this is why I think this is interesting more so. I think last year they had a fourth place schedule. They're going to get a first place schedule this year. Well, first place schedule on paper. We'll see how all that works out, of course, when you start playing the games. I think the Patriots are still a good team, but I don't think they're going to be sneaking up on people like they did last year. And so I think the Bills will still be good. I mean, as long as you got Josh Allen there, they're always in the running. And Buffalo is used to that. Like, they've been winning that division. They're used to that first place schedule. They're used to being up there, getting the 10, 11, 12 wins. And they're in a new stadium this year too. So they're going to be hyped up for that too. So with New England, okay, I'll say bite. I will say bite, but it is not as much of a slam dunk as people might think from them making the Super Bowl last year. I think they're going to get some lumps this year. They're not sneaking up on anybody. And also they're in the AFC East. Like, they're instantly better than the Miami Dolphins and New York Jets. So I think they'll still get in there.
So by default, they get a bite.
Yeah. Yeah. But I think that first place schedule kind of catches up with them this year. I don't see them walking up on 13 wins.
Yeah, I agree with you. I think that schedule puts them in a situation where, what they go 14-3. So they go 14-3 last year, like you said. They snuck up on a lot of teams, and dude, we even talked about it all season. Like, dude, like, that's a surprising win for New England. that was a surprising win for New England. And I'm not going to go back and find the teams, but we did it all season. Like,
Yep.
Dang, like where did Drake May is handling the ball? He it's almost like that. He did exactly what Tom Brady made a career out of, taking care of the ball. You know what I mean? And don't get me wrong, I know that seems very obvious. You know what I mean? But Tom Brady, when he was a quarterback, he made great throws, but he made statistical, strategic throws every time. He hardly ever threw into double coverage. He always went to the open receiver. He always had that little short midget guy that ran across the field that was fast as hell, and he would be like, dump. You know what I mean? So Tom Brady just executed a game, and he did it to perfection every single time. Well, Drake May did that last year. Executed the game plan. That's all he was supposed to do. And it's hard. It is hard to be like they're a bite or they're a bark, you know, because they did go 14-3. They showed that they could be, you know, amongst those teams, because even when they got to the playoffs, yeah, you could say that they had a really weak schedule, but when you get to the playoffs, that is the teams to beat, and they beat them. You know what I mean? So, and then even took Seattle. I mean, it took Seattle 4 quarters to win that game. It wasn't just like Georgia versus TCU game. No, it was a tough game for even Seattle, you know? So I'm going to say I like this team. I don't think that they will get first place like they did last year, because like you said, you snuck up on some teams. I think teams are going to be ready. I think they're going to be ready. They've got scouting reports on May now, so they know his tendencies. They know how he drops back. You know, they got all of that. They got all that paperwork now. They got all that data. And I mean, I don't see them going 14-3, 12-5, 11-6. They'll come in second place by almost default. But I mean, I think Buffalo is just, I think Buffalo is just. I just think they're that much better of a team. So, I mean, I think New England is a great team. They're going to do great things. So, yeah, I'll give them a bite.
Yeah, they're built well.
They're built very well.
So, like, I think.
And they can handle injuries because they got depth. That's another thing that most teams that, you know, in the NFL, they don't have a lot of that. Well, New England has a lot of that.
Yeah, and like you said, I think because of the way they are built, I think they're built to sustain. So yeah, like you said, they won't sneak up on a whole bunch of teams like they might have last year, but because of the way they're built, they can still
hold their own.
Yeah,
they might take a few more punches and lumps and bruises, but you know, they might walk away from a fight with a black eye, so to speak. But that team will still know that they were there.
All right, and the final one, the fourth one. How about this one, Patrick? Let's check out the Cincinnati Bengals. Now, we know with Cincinnati, it starts with Joe Burrow. Like, this one of the actual, hey, it starts with the quarterback there. If this guy is healthy, Cincinnati wins games. If not, they fall down. Have a great offense with Jamar Chase and T. Higgins to throw to. The running game, we'll see. I mean, it's kind of sporadic with them, but they can do enough in the running game. But they made some adjustments on defense. They traded for the big tackle, Dexter Lawrence, from the New York Giants. So they were able to get him in a trade that is instantly better on your defensive line. And they were able to draft to the defensive side. They had some draft picks before. Those guys are starting to develop a little bit better. There's a lot to like about Cincinnati, if you were to ask me. If that guy, if number 9, Joe Burrow, stays healthy. If he does, though, instant fight for me. Because I think they, in a division where you have the Baltimore Ravens, I mean, the Ravens are still, I think the Ravens will still be tough. probably neck and neck with them. The Steelers are in. I mean, they still got Aaron Rodgers there, so that's an in.
In
And
a division where the winner went 10-7.
yeah, yep. And that was the Steelers last year on a last second field goal miss by the Ravens in that game in Pittsburgh. And then you got the Cleveland Browns. I got more on the Browns in a minute, but the same old Browns. So yeah, this is a bite for me. If Burrow stays healthy, we know that's a big if. But I like what they did in free agency and during the offseason. I think they have a team that not just can win the AFC North, but can actually challenge for a Super Bowl again too. And they're not that far removed from being there. So I like Cincinnati as a bite.
Okay. Big question. It's always going to be the big question. Can Burrow stay healthy? That's a 50-50. I mean, what is it? What is his sixth year, and he's been injured three out of five. So, last year was his year that he was injured for most of the season. So, statistical standpoint says that he's going to be here to play all season. If we look at it from that direction, I'm going to go bite. But I can tell you, I'm going bite very conservatively.
Oh, hey, so you doing? Is this the Chihuahua bite? Chihuahua bite?
No, I don't do that. No, I go straight bite. No, but again, can number 9 stay healthy? And all of these moves that I will sit and watch the Cincinnati do, it was a lot of defense. But, I mean, what was it, 2 years ago? They couldn't, and I'm glad they're making moves on the defensive side. 2 years ago, the offense was throwing up 34.5 points per game and still losing games. So they needed to make a huge jump with some pass rushers or some linebackers or some free safeties or something. Hell, throw 14 people out there and take a penalty. Hell, that stops a touchdown. You know what I mean? So I want to say like this team could definitely go to the Super Bowl, but that offense is going to have to click like they did 2 years ago, and that defense is going to have to click put some stops. The teams were moving the ball down the field last year. I don't know. I mean, I'm going off of a statistic that I had in my head several months back, but I think it was like something crazy, like teams scored on this defense 58% of the time.
It was like 7-on-7 drills out there. There was no resistance.
I want them to do good. I really do, because if they do good, dude, they easily win this division. So I'm thinking I'm gonna go bite because I am risking the fact that Joe Burrow, that man, stays healthy. And if he stays healthy, he will move that football field down the field every single drive. All he needs is 11 men on the defensive side that can actually do something and stop the other team. If they can do that, that team can easily 13-4, 14-3. Yeah, I give them that. Plus, they're playing a weaker schedule, quote unquote. So I mean, yeah, I give them a bite. I'll give them a bite for this all day.
So
I don't trust the Steelers, and I don't trust the
Ravens or the Browns.
The Ravens. And the other, there's only 3 teams in that division.
You got a yo from Leo Evans 22 on Twitch. Good to see you tune in.
Appreciate you.
So hey, that will conclude our bite or bark game for the NFL, and then of course in a couple of weeks we'll do the NFL preview. Next week will be that college football preview. That's so exciting. But
out and everything ready to go.
So, Patrick, speaking of a little bit of college football, you remember when we were talking about the basketball player, Bediako, I think his name was,
From
Charles
Alabama.
Bediako? Yeah, we went to Alabama.
Yeah.
It's starting to get into the. Well, hey, Leo, it's okay. I understand.
Hey, you stick with us, we'll walk you right through it, bro.
Right, and look, hey, we're not really this ain't really it's kind of an NFL topic, but follow us. So Dae'Quan Wright, so he was a tight end. He was with the Cleveland Browns, played a preseason game with the Browns. The Browns cut him, and guess what he did, Patrick? He entered the transfer portal. And now I think LSU got him.
This is so much crap, dude.
Yeah, like what is happening? That's my question. So you can actually
laying groundwork for people like Brett Favre to come back.
Yes. My 58 to 59-year-old getting NIL deals like anybody can play college football now, apparently. That's what you're saying here. This dude literally was on an NFL roster. He literally played NFL preseason game. He gets cut and he's like, oh, well, yeah, I'll go back to college. Look, Patrick, I know we have talked about college pretty much being amateur. I mean, like a minor league for pro football at this point with the deals that are out there. But now you're actually able to play. Like he literally played. Like Bediako was on when he was playing basketball. He was in the G League or the D League or whatever it's called. I think it's the G League. And now you have a guy who literally played pro football, and he's able to just hop into the transfer portal and get picked up. Of course, Lane Kiffin and them would pick him up. Of course,
Lane Kiffin's going to pick him up. Of course. Because that dude has so much money to dish out right now. Like, for example, dude, if you got rostered on an NFL, you got to go. You don't get to go back to college. You go to the NFL and play.
Right.
That's what you do. This is ridiculous. Like, I don't agree with it.
That's wild to me. You know, he said, okay, Leo said it's 2 a.m. in England. I'm going to hop to bed. Like, hey, I appreciate it, man. Look, watching us at 2 a.m. over there in England. By the way, Patrick and I were stationed in England once upon a time. So
yeah, I lived there for 4 years.
So man, look, that's great though.
I love England.
Yeah, England was great, and that is awesome that you were able to catch us from England. So
yeah, and we greatly appreciate you even hanging out for just a couple minutes. Next time, sleep a little late and stay on for a little longer.
All right. I'm international. Yes. Yeah. We international. We appreciate it, Leo, man. Take it easy.
Really appreciate you, man. Good night.
Yes, sir. And and stop on by.
Bro, I ain't far behind, dude. I mean, it's 9 o'clock it's 8:15 where I'm at. So yeah, dude. As soon as this show's over, I'm gonna go get cozy in my bed too.
Right. Yeah.
I'll be out like a fat kid in dodgeball.
But yeah, this is crazy. Like it's beyond Wild West now. Like, we knew this was kind of coming, but when you have players getting drafted or undrafted, I don't know off the top of my head what Dae'Quan Wright's status was coming out of college in terms of whether he got drafted or undrafted. But regardless of how that happened, he was on an NFL roster. Yeah. And like you said, Patrick, if you're on an NFL roster, hey, that's it. Because you're on a roster, you have an agent. Mm-hmm. So if you have an agent, that should disqualify you from coming back to college. Like, I mean, it's something has to be done. Either the NFL has to step in and say, hey, look, and I get it, man, but y'all can't just go back to college. The NCAA, they're not going to do anything because they're obsolete. So
I mean, they'll give a strong opinion, and nobody will listen to
the corporate statement, Patrick.
Yeah, the letterhead that makes It says nothing. NCAA strongly urges that you don't let him play. Dude, I'd be honest with you. If I was Lane Kiffin, and this is the things that Lane Kiffin was talking about several years back when he said, if you don't take care of it, now people are going to start doing things that you don't want them to do. Guess what? Lane Kiffin is doing exactly what he told you he was going to do 4 years ago. Here we are. Because nobody wanted to stop it. Lane Kiffin was telling us. He was telling us. And I told you as soon as that, well, I said it on the show. You already knew. But I said it on the show right when Lane Kiffin went to LSU. What was my words? I said, he is going to burn down the NCAA from the inside. That's what he's going to do. Guess what he's doing now? Just like clockwork. Who knows Lane Kiffin? I've watched this man. He has told us. He told us. And now here we are. Watch him. He's going to go get Joe Burrow back.
He's going to go get Joe Burrow back.
So I take it back. Cincinnati is all bark. All bark. Burrow's going back to LSU. I'm going to say it right now. So I take it back. Cincinnati is all bark. Joe Burrow's going back to LSU. LSU wins.
Yeah. So to clear it up, it says here, this is according to the Associated Press. So he's not, let's see. So this is an hour ago as I am looking at this, and this is from Sports Illustrated. So LSU was able to get Dae'Quan right, but apparently let's see, and this is so the SEC, and this is an hour ago, Patrick, as I'm reading this from the LSU Tigers page on Sports Illustrated. So
why you say that? I want every sports broadcasting company to understand. Look at what he just did. He gave credit. Sneaky little.
Stop it, Patrick. Stop it.
He gave credit. So, boom, right there.
So they get Dae'Quan right. The SEC made a stance clear. This is according to, and I guess this is statements from the commissioner, Greg Sankey. And the statement says this: following meetings with the presidents, chancellors, and athletics directors of the Southeastern Conference, the SEC will enforce the following policy. An SEC institution is not permitted to have an athlete on its roster who has there's three things here. Previously declared for the NFL, NBA, or WNBA draft and did not appropriately withdraw. The second point is sign a contract with an NFL or other professional football league, NBA, G League, or WNBA or affiliate team, or been listed on an NFL or other professional football league, NBA, G League, or WNBA or affiliate roster. The commissioner is authorized to enforce this expectation with penalties against member institutions. So that is coming from this article. This is like an hour ago from the LSU Tigers page on Sports Illustrated. So that and even that article, they're giving credit to a report. So this is they're giving credit to a report from Yahoo Sports, college football insider Ross Dellinger, that says SEC Commissioner Greg Sankey was granted full and unlimited authority to enforce that rule. So this is a across the board agreement from everybody in the SEC after Dae'Quan Wright, I guess, was picked up by LSU to say, nah, man, this is crazy. We can't have NFL players coming back and playing. And going back to what you were saying, Patrick, about the NCAA being obsolete, this is the conferences are in charge of college football now, simply put, particularly the SEC and the Big Ten. And they are the ones who are going to basically have to legislate stuff now. Because the NCAA, they're too scared to do anything. They're asking Congress for help. I mean, if you're over here asking Congress for help and you're asking Donald Trump to save you, come on. So I mean,
we need a superhero. No, what we need is a president that's under 65. That's what we need.
and so yeah, but
I'm running. That's it. I'm running.
I just wanted to look at that. I just wanted to look at that because I said, wait a minute, let me make sure that, like, he is on LSU, and I know there was some speculation about it, and I had said it earlier that he was on LSU. I just wanted to make sure that was there, and then I saw that article there from Sports Illustrated that said the SEC, they're not having it.
Good,
and I think that's the great thing. Yeah,
I mean, that's like me going and playing Little League Baseball, which, by the way, have you been watching that girl Kinley?
You know what? I haven't seen her, but I heard, I heard she's doing her thing. She like Monet Davis out there when Monet Davis was mowing people down.
Dude, she matched very first game. She matched her strikeouts and did it in 5 innings.
Oof.
Yeah.
Okay.
And on top of that, she went out yesterday. She went out and I can't remember who they were playing. They were down 5-0. She throws one pitch and turned a double play, threw another pitch and grounded out. She comes in relief with a person at first and second and got out of the inning in like 2 pitches. I was like, dang. Yeah, she's a boss, man. I mean, don't get me wrong. I mean, her dad played MLB baseball. Her uncle played MLB baseball. Her mom played at Ole Miss softball.
It's in the genes.
I mean, yeah, it's in the genes. Dude, she almost hit a home run 2 nights ago.
Yeah, dang, dude. I'm gonna have to
look player to hit multiple doubles in a single game. First female. Yeah, dude. She's a boss out there right now. So shout out to her. Woo! It's fun. I love Little League World Series too.
Well, Patrick, we had a couple more topics before we wrap it on up. But here's one, man. So I'm gonna go back over here, and I'm just gonna say a boo. I'm saying a boo, and if there was a crying sound, we're gonna get the boo. This is to the Cleveland Browns. And if there was a crying sound, I would play that for the Browns fans, because if you always hear there's 3 things guaranteed: death, taxes, and in this case, it's the Cleveland Browns never ever getting the quarterback situation right. So they decide they're gonna named Deshaun Watson as their starter for week 1.
What?
Yeah. So yeah, Deshaun Watson is their starter for week 1. I think they are in Jacksonville in week 1 to play the Jags. Look, now, Patrick, we have talked about Shedeur Sanders, and we don't really think Shedeur Sanders is that good. But having said that, I did watch a little bit, or a good bit actually, of the Browns' 2 preseason games. They played the Chicago Bears in the first one, and the second one was against the Buffalo Bills. When Deshaun Watson is on the field, and this is going back 2-3 years ago, when he's on the field, everything is lifeless. Lifeless. Deshaun Watson looks washed. He looks unenthused out there. The team around him looks unenthused. The crowd at the dog pound up there on the shores of Lake Erie looks lifeless. And Shedeur Sanders comes out there. While Shedeur Sanders isn't that good, not much better, but there seems to be a little bit of a spark Not saying that spark is going to go anywhere. Not saying that spark is going to be something that can lead the Browns to contention for the AFC North. But if the offense can get it together, Cleveland does normally, if there is one thing they normally have, it is a pretty good defense. They do play good defense in Cleveland, but the offense just cannot get it together. And that quarterback situation has always been garbage. To start Deshaun Watson, to me, that just, I'm not in the practices. I don't know what Todd Monken, who's the new head coach there, I don't know what he's seeing and what exactly he is looking at. But man, based off of those games, you can't start Deshaun Watson, man, because the team looks lifeless when he's out.
And Todd Monken, we trust.
Okay, because he was the Georgia offensive coordinator. I got you. I know. When y'all won those 2 titles, yes. Look, but you can't start Deshaun Watson. I'm sorry. No.
I mean, to be honest with you, I'd probably go with Sanders. To be honest with you. I mean, I don't like either one of them. I mean, I would think that Sanders would need to have a little more training. But I mean, but I don't know, man. It's like if any team has a worse quarterback situation than Atlanta, it's Cleveland. I mean,
it's been a quarter century for them, Patrick. Like
it's been since our existence for us. I mean, we had Matt Ryan.
Had some good quarterbacks, at least, though.
Oh, we've had some good quarterbacks, but then our team sucks.
Yeah.
So I mean, we get one or the other.
I don't even know if Cleveland can actually say they've had like a sustained good quarterback. You had a couple years to get like Baker Mayfield was able to help them get to the playoffs that one year. Mm-hmm. But other than that, my gosh, I mean, it has been.
Well, and then I've heard rumors that Chubb has retired. I don't know if that's true or not, but I mean, I have heard rumors about that. So now your run game is gone. Your quarterback game is gone. Your defense is horrendous. Your offensive line is horrendous. And the only thing that you really have going for you is your special teams and your bench players.
He said they play defense. Their defense, but their defense is good though. It's just they can't, like, they're on the field all the time because their offense.
They're having to play 100 plays. Yeah. You know, and that's hard. You know, especially when your offense only plays, what, 30? You know, and now they're probably going to play less. I mean, they'll probably lead the league in 3 and outs this year. And or pick sixes. So I don't know, man. That Cleveland Browns team, they're in that situation of they just can't get right. They can't pick a good wide receiver. I mean, they draft well, and that's the crazy thing is they draft well. But for whatever reason, when they put on that uniform, it's like whatever they drafted didn't show up.
There's a development problem there, and I think there's a culture issue there in Cleveland. I don't know if it's the facilities. I don't know if it's just a lot of distrust. Maybe Todd Monken can come in there and start to fix that a little bit. But when Cleveland, like, they do all right, but there's nothing sustained. I mean, they made the playoffs 2023, so they did make the playoffs recently, but then they go right back into the tank. It's 4-13, 5-12 seasons right after there. They like you know your coach now. I mean, he's the coach of the Falcons now. But when Kevin Stefanski was there in Cleveland, they made the playoffs a couple of years, but nothing sustained. Cannot sustain anything. No type of, hey, we can challenge for another playoff for 2-3 years straight. It's very sporadic. The quarterback situation, heavily sporadic. And if I like, to me, I'm sorry, man. Like, that's why I say, man, I salute the Cleveland Browns fans, because to stay loyal to that team for as long as they have, seeing just the absolute suckage.
I would say you do not question a Cleveland Browns commitment.
Right.
That is one thing you never question a Cleveland Browns fan of, is committing to something. And I mean, I don't know what they're committing to. Hell, they probably don't even know what they're committing to, but they're there. And you do not question a Cleveland Browns fan's commitment.
They represent every game, no matter how bad.
I don't know how, dude.
Yeah, that crowd is still bringing it. They are still doing because they're the dog pound, as they're known. They're still barking it up. They're still representing that team, no matter the situation, no matter the weather. I mean, they threw a parade for their 0-18 or 0-16 team, dude. Yeah.
And packed it out.
And packed it
out. I looked at that and was like, I wouldn't even have shown up at all. Hell, I'm going to give the Browns the same respect they gave me. I won't show up. That's what I was thinking. And then I sit there and watch all those people show up. I'm like, y'all are rooting for an 0-16 team like they went 16-0. Like, hey, ladies, just so you know, you want a man that will stay loyal to you through thick and thin?
Find you a Cleveland Browns fan.
Go get you a Browns fan. Get you a Browns man. You ain't got to worry about nothing.
See, for that, now we got to find a...
dude, we were both of matchmaking.
Yeah.
Right here. Got you. Both of matchmaking. We will do it. Ooh, I will start a radio station right now called BOFASports Matchmaking.
And we got to find some Cleveland Browns fans to come on here and advertise themselves. Hey, you know I'm loyal. I'm a Cleveland Browns fan. I will never.
Right there.
Yeah, right. Yeah,
right there. Ladies will be pouring in. I mean, all types will be coming in and be like, my man cheated on me, but I know that man won't.
So Patrick, speaking of looking for love, terrible transition here, but you'll see.
Yeah, that is a horrible transition, Charles. I don't know how you.
No, but look, check it out. Check it out, though. Speaking of looking for love, that brings me to the 49ers owner, Jed York.
Okay, well, you're welcome for that transition, because that is a good one. That is a good transition, Charles, and you're welcome. I didn't even know I was going to go there, but you're welcome.
Well, so before we do get there, salute to the Browns fans, because to sit through that,
you deserve it.
Goodness, wow. But yeah, dude. Speaking of looking for love,
and a special salute, to the ones that have season tickets.
Yeah,
they are committed even more.
They're all the ones in the dog pound.
And the owners.
Yeah.
Y'all haven't sold yet. Dude. Gatorade buckets. Y'all ain't got legs. Y'all are staying around.
So yeah, Jed York. Of course, the 49ers are my favorite NFL team, and he's going around, I guess, Eastern Ohio, apparently looking for prostitution, and he got busted.
Bro, what is it in Ohio that we're missing, bro?
I know, yeah.
I mean, for real.
Now, look, I hear Ohio is cool. Now, I haven't been. I've been through Cleveland on a train ride, but not like.
Oh, that don't even count.
So that doesn't count. Yeah, like that's like
not what your boy doing and Urban Meyer's doing and all the other people. I don't.
Now I have been to Cincinnati. Cincinnati is cool. But yeah, I mean, I don't know what's going on there, and I don't know why I don't know if Jed York, I don't know if he's a Ohio native, but he was there. Apparently looking for some prostitution, and the details that I had seen, this was from the New York Post. They were basically saying he went to a trailer park to meet up with a prostitute, but the prostitute ended up being an undercover officer. And as he's trying to back on up because he didn't see the prostitute.
He's from Yorktown, Ohio. Yorktown, Ohio.
Yes.
I'm sorry, Youngstown. Born and raised in Youngstown, Ohio.
All right, and so he was close to there. I guess looking for some prostitution and
Notre Dame.
and but
yeah.
It's always
Jed York and Rudy, both. All sides.
And why is it? It's always these. It's always these people who apparently is supposed to be the, I guess the God-fearing people, the ones who are supposed to be all holy and stuff. Touchdown Jesus, and you're out here looking for prostitution.
Yeah, I know, right?
And so he gets busted. Apparently, he had $160 on him. He got busted, and so
maybe I shouldn't have looked at it from that perspective. Look, how dare you, York, going to find you a prostitute?
Look, and this should be a lesson to anybody who's watching, and just a lesson in life. Just because these people and these human beings, because we are all human, regardless of the money that is out there, regardless of the status, these guys who have money rolling on top of them, and they're rolling on top of the money, they're owning NFL teams. They have urges too. They do dirty stuff. It's just that simple. These people, yeah, they got all the glitz and the glamour around them, but they're probably some of the dirtiest, grimiest people that are out there.
You live in an area where the dirtiest and grimiest people are.
Oh, don't get me started on that. That's a whole nother show.
Hey, transition. You see how
no, we don't have all night for that one, Patrick, because that
oh dude, if I get you started, dude, it ain't gonna be but like 30 seconds and I'm started, and then we're here all night. And then it's an all-nighter. We're like, because I'm gonna tell you, you get me started on the IRS and that's game over.
So yes, I think that is the lesson you should take. So I know when everybody, probably a lot of people whoever saw the report, saw what was happening there, I'm sure there was a lot of shock. Oh my gosh, an NFL owner. Let's remember, Robert Kraft was busted. he was getting a dirty massage down in Florida, apparently. And here comes the cops. You're part of a sting operation. And so these guys, just because they have a whole bunch of money, all this glitz and glamour, don't be shocked that they get in trouble. As a matter of fact, you probably should understand they've probably been doing this a long time. This is just the first time they got caught.
Yeah. Like, I mean, dude, I would almost be willing to bet that anytime you get somebody, what was that saying we said when we grew up? Don't do it for the last time, because that's when you're going to get caught. Remember that saying?
Yes.
So just keep doing it. You're going to get caught, because I guarantee you, he was like, "This is going to be the last time I do this. It's going to be the last time I do this. You're damn straight. It's going to be the last time you done it. You just got caught."
Yeah.
But everybody I grew up with, hey, never say it's the last time. Just keep doing it. Just keep doing it, because once you say it's the last time, you're busted.
And Patrick, apparently, he tried to use a fake name. I guess he's trying to go through by John.
Oh God, Harbaugh.
With that will conclude this edition of the BOFASports webcast. But before we go, Patrick, what is coming up?
Okay, so as always, Monday morning motivation. We do that every Monday morning. Go check out our latest Trending Tuesday episode. It is it is a game that we made up on the fly. We put a blitz ball in a leaf blower and threw footballs at it, and we did an easy, medium, and hard. And it's actually a pretty good freaking show, dude. You'll see me and Brantley throwing footballs at a blitz ball that's shooting out of a leaf blower. And dude, we were actually Brantley was more accurate, but I closed the gap on hard. Yeah, I closed the gap on hard. But spoiler alert, he did beat me, but it was a fun game. It was a fun game. Then also we don't post anything, so watch out for our we call it Throwback Wednesday. So we do a episode, or we'll do a show that we put out on our stories. So check those out. And then Trending Thursday and Episode Friday. So
all right. And BOFASports, we're in the middle of the interview series. On Thursday, had a little bit of a scheduling snafu, so it'll be me and Patrick, but that's all right. We can go in there and
bring Stan back on.
Yeah, right.
Bring Stan back on. We'll just talk sports again.
Yeah. So we're still doing the show. The interview series is still going on as scheduled. So we'll be back with the Thursday show. Like I said earlier, next week will be the college football preview. Next Tuesday will be the college football preview, and then the Tuesday after that, NFL preview. So there's lots of stuff still coming on, and we're glad if you're able to tune in. We are glad to have you, and please.
And shout out to Leo.
Yep.
International now, baby.
Yes, he caught us from England, across the pond, as they say.
Yeah, so, baby. So the World Cup is not the only thing that's international. Sports is now.
So Leo and Aaron, hey, thanks for tuning on in. And for the rest who was able to catch a little bit of this, we thank you for those views as well. And that will conclude this edition of the BOFASports webcast. That is what we are breathing on for this evening. Y'all make sure y'all visit the BOFASports YouTube channel, smash that subscribe button, and follow the BOFASports Facebook page if y'all haven't already. So again, we'll be back later on this week, Thursday at 7:30 Eastern, 6:30 Central. And until then, y'all have a great Wednesday. We'll see you on Thursday. Take care.
And go Dogs.